Hey guys, so we're going to make the most incredible red curry paste. It's a Thai red curry paste and it is so flavorful, it is so easy to do, and it's really great to make your own curry paste because you know exactly what goes in it, you can control the heat, you can control all the different spices that you're using. I'm going to show you two different ways of making this. A more traditional method in a mortar and pestle, and a different method using a blender. It's quicker, it's easier, and most people have access to a blender. So I actually learnt this recipe in Chiang Mai in the north of Thailand, and it was really surprising how easy and simple creating your own red curry paste was. So let's get started. Now these are dried red chilies which I've soaked for 20 minutes in warm water. The reason you want to use dried chilies and not fresh is because the dried chilies have an intensified flavor and color. So that's going to give that beautiful red color to the actual curry paste. The next thing we're going to use is some fresh red chilies. This adds a little bit of heat and a different texture as well. What is widely available are these beautiful Kaffir lime leaves, and they offer a really fragrant, citrusy, tropical flavor. The next thing we're going to use is Galangal. In Thailand, they actually use something called finger root. Now that's really quite hard to find where I am, so I've substituted Thai ginseng with Galangal. You could also substitute it with ginger. And we're only going to use a small amount. It's not going to overpower anything, but it adds a little bit of heat, a little bit of sweetness to the dish as well. Now for the spices. Here we have ground coriander. We've got ground cumin. I've got a little bit of lemongrass paste because I don't actually have enough lemongrass today, but this is also widely available and you can store it in your fridge for about 4 weeks. We've got garlic and we've got some shallots. We're going to start with roughly chopping 1 shallot. I'm going to also roughly chop 3 garlic cloves. Okay. And I'm going to add that straight into the mortar and pestle. The next thing I'll do is finally slice some lemongrass. You don't want the greener ends because they're a lot more tough, they're a bit more fibrous and they don't really break down. I'm just going to chop 2 long fresh chilies. You could use bird's eye chilies if you wanted this curry paste to be a lot spicier. Long chilies will add some heat, but it's not going to blow your head off. Add some galangal as well. Just sort of about a 1/2 centimeter slice like that. I'm just going to roughly chop it and that'll make it easier to break down. Now the next thing is the Kaffir lime leaves or the makrut lime leaves, and all I'm going to do is actually peel off the leaves and so I can get rid of that middle stem there. And then I'm just going to finely slice that. Now for the spices. Ground coriander, ground cumin, and some of that lemongrass paste because I didn't have extra fresh lemongrass. Now I'm going to add the dried red chilies. I'm just going to cut them a little bit smaller. And this is where you can really add as many or as little as you like. I'm going to go for about 7 or 8. I'll season the ingredients with a little bit of coarse salt now. And that salt, because it's sharp, it's actually going to help break down each of the ingredients. And now for the fun bit, we're actually going to grind this paste up in the mortar and pestle. And what we're aiming for is the texture of ice cream. I know, that sounds really, really weird, but that's what's going to give you that really smooth, blended flavor. Oh! I'm on Struggle Street here. This table is super wobbly. I think I'm just going to do this on the floor. Oh. Slowly but surely. Getting it. And after about 20 minutes of really hard work, you should have a relatively smooth paste. It should all come together, it should be uniform in color, and it should be really, really fragrant. The second method we're going to use to make this Thai curry paste is just using a blender, a regular blender. You could use a NutriBullet if you have that. And all you need to do is just put all of the ingredients straight into the blender. However, you also need to add a little bit of water. That's to kind of help the ingredients start spinning and start breaking down and coming together. I'm going to add some of the soaking liquid from the red chilies. That's going to add some color and flavor. Now the difference between this blended method and the mortar and pestle method is the addition of water actually dilutes the flavor a little bit. It's not too much to worry about, and this blender method is a lot easier. And now it's time to blitz. Oh yeah, there she goes. Ooh, beautiful color. And that is a blended curry paste. You can see it's a lot more liquidy, and that means that there is a little bit of dilution, but it's smooth, it's all uniform. That's delicious. And that's 2 different ways to make a Thai red curry paste. One in a mortar and pestle, which is a lot more chunky. It's a little bit more held together and solid. And that one's in a blender. You can see there's a difference in color and there's a difference in texture. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that recipe on my Thai red curry paste. Keep your eyes peeled for the next couple of videos because I show you how you can use this incredible, flavorful, intense paste.